Imagine holding an object so steeped in misfortune that its mere presence seems to wobble the course of fate. For centuries in Japan, whispered stories spoke of items called kami's wrath, relics not merely old, but dangerously cursed. They were objects people avoided, wrapped in cloth, locked away, or ritually cleansed with trembling hands. Some said these artifacts could rewrite a life. Others swore they had watched entire families fall apart after a single night near such a thing. Tonight, we open the ancient box. We begin with a warning. Curiosity has a cost. These stories are not just campfire scares. They are woven into Japan's history, its religion, and its people. From the blade that never dulled to the doll whose hair keeps growing, these relics carry names, bloodlines, and a weight that spans centuries. Over the next chapters, we will meet a sword blamed for bloodshed, a child's toy that became a shrine's sorrow, and a mask whose performance summoned more than applause. We will trace the origins of these objects, listen to the accounts of those who lived beside them, and examine the way faith, fear, and folklore braided themselves into a belief in curses. But first, a simple question. Do curses exist, or do we give them life through our stories? Stay with us. We will show the evidence, the superstition, and the chilling episodes that convinced generations the danger was very real, and why some treasures were never meant to be touched. In the world of Japanese legends, few objects inspire more fear or fascination than the blades forged by the mysterious swordsmith Muramasa. To this day, his name carries a chill. These were not ordinary weapons. They were masterpieces of steel, crafted with such precision that samurai once believed they could slice through fate itself. But behind their beauty lurked a darker reputation, one that would haunt generations. The stories say Muramasa poured his own rage, obsession, and unyielding pride into every blade he forged. As the hammer struck the glowing metal, that fury fused into the steel. The result? Swords of extraordinary sharpness and an appetite for blood. Warriors who wielded them often claimed the blades felt alive, pulling the hand toward violence, refusing to remain sheathed unless they tasted flesh. History only deepened the fear. During the Tokugawa era, tragedy struck the ruling family multiple times. Accidents, duels, assassinations, and in each case, a Muramasa blade seemed to be involved. Whether coincidence or curse, the connection became impossible to ignore. The shogunate reacted with a sweeping ban. Owning a Muramasa sword could lead to confiscation, exile, even execution. Many were destroyed, melted down, or hidden away in secret family vaults, where some remain to this day. Yet the whispers continued. Samurai told stories of warriors driven to madness, unable. Among Japan's many cursed relics, few stories are as unsettling or as heartbreakingly human as the legend of Okiku, the haunted doll said to hold the spirit of a lost child. Her porcelain face, innocent and delicate, hides a tale that has terrified visitors for nearly a century. But what makes Okiku truly infamous is the hair. Because according to the caretakers who guard her, it keeps growing. The story begins in 1918, when a young girl named Kikuko received the doll as a gift from her older brother. She carried it everywhere, whispering secrets to it, brushing its jet-black hair, and giving it the name Okiku. But tragedy struck when the little girl died unexpectedly at just 3 years old. Her grieving family placed the beloved doll on their household altar, a symbol of a bond they could not bear to break. And that's when the impossible began. The doll's neat, shoulder-length hair slowly grew longer, first to the waist, then past it. Even when trimmed, it continued to grow back, always the same smooth, straight strands the little girl once had. Priests examined it. Barbers trimmed it. The family prayed over it. But nothing stopped the steady, eerie growth. Fearing the power behind the phenomenon, the family eventually entrusted Okiku to the Manenji Temple in Hokkaido, where she remains to this day. Monks there claim the doll's hair samples have been tested and found to be real human hair. Skeptics argue it's simply a trick of aging materials or humidity, but the monks insist the growth is undeniable, and they treat the doll with reverence and caution. Japan's curse law reaches far beyond swords and dolls. Hidden in temples, buried in private collections, and whispered about in old theater houses are artifacts said to carry something darker. Fragments of sorrow, jealousy, or rage that never found peace. These relics don't simply exist in Japan's history, they haunt it. One of the most feared is the Mask of Hanya, a no-theater mask carved with twisted horns, wide, staring eyes, and a mouth frozen between agony and fury. Traditionally, Hanya represents a woman transformed by overwhelming jealousy. But for actors, the mask isn't just a prop, it's an entity. For centuries, performers have claimed that once the Hanya mask is worn, it begins to influence the wearer's emotions. Some report sudden waves of anger they can't explain. Others describe feeling pulled by the mask, as though it wants to take control. There are older stories too, tales of cursed masks that refused to be removed, or that caused actors to fall ill or suffer accidents during performances. Many theaters keep certain masks locked away, wrapped in sacred cloths, and brought out only for rituals meant to calm whatever spirit may linger within. But Hanya is only one glimpse into Japan's cursed legacy. Another infamous relic is the Yurei Zushi scroll, an Edo period painting depicting a ghostly woman drifting through a storm. According to legend, every family that has owned the scroll suffered a string of tragedies, fires, illness, unexplained deaths. Some historians argue these stories were exaggerated, but the scroll's last private owner donated it to a shrine, claiming he felt followed at night. As we journey through Japan's most feared artifacts, one question lingers like a shadow behind every story. Are these objects truly cursed? Or are we witnessing something deeper? To understand why these legends endure, we first need to explore the cultural backbone that shaped them. In Japanese belief systems, especially Shinto, the world is alive with spirits. Mountains, rivers, trees, and even man-made objects can host a kami, a spiritual presence. Most kami are protective or neutral, but some, born from grief or violence, become restless. When an object has witnessed suffering or tragedy, it is believed to absorb emotional energy, creating what's known as a tsukumogami, a spirit-bound artifact. This idea alone explains why swords, dolls, masks, and scrolls could be viewed as vessels for something supernatural. But there's another layer: human psychology. Cursed artifacts thrive in the space where fear, superstition, and storytelling intersect. When people expect misfortune, every coincidence becomes proof. An illness, a broken relationship, a fire. Suddenly, the object isn't just wood or steel or paper, it becomes a symbol of fate working against them. Folklorists often say that a curse doesn't need to be real to feel real. Yet, even skeptics admit something unusual about these stories. How did tales of Muramasa blades causing madness persist for centuries? Why did thousands believe a doll's hair grew on its own? Why do professional actors still treat a Hanya mask with reverence and fear? Because curses,